Yo, 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 yo. What's happening? What is happening, beautiful people? All aboard! What up, what up, what up, y'all? It's Wednesday, June the 10th, and it's time for Unveiled Vibrations, where we're going to come together and have the conversation about life in general, things that's going on out in the world, things that are affecting us, and even more so, um, what is going on personally with me on Unveiled Vibrations podcast. Um, so without much any further ado, let's kick it off one time with the intro. See you in a minute. Yeah. We are here, y'all. It has been a solid week since I've seen you, beautiful people, and I am thankful for you joining me tonight. Uh, since things have changed here a lot, I want to let you guys know that if you're not aware, um, in the chat here on YouTube, you'll find the link to come up live and join me in the conversation. Present things that you would like to discuss as well as review, and we'll have the conversation about there. And then, you know, it's just a space for the people to come together. Over here at Unreal Vibrations. I am your host, TD McCollum. You can follow me on Instagram as well as TikTok and YouTube for music um, under the moniker Mr. TD McCollum. And yeah, you're you can also now in the description there are links to follow the Patreon page as well as the Instagram group chat where you can send me a link of something that you see out there that either funny, something crazy, impactful, social media wise, political, whatever you want to see that we can come together and have the conversation about there as well. On the Patreon side of things, it's still unfolding, and currently, you'll be able to go back there and click links to the live shows and be able to rewatch them there. If you so happen to miss the notifications from on YouTube, you can check the Patreon. As well as there is a link for the Discord group. Occasionally, we have conversation over there in the Discord group as well. Um, all listed in the description of this video. Y'all, I didn't really have my mindset on what I wanted to discuss tonight. Um, Ultimately, I feel like this one is going to be quick, a lot quicker than others. Um, and as I said before, you can follow me there Instagram, TikTok, on the music side. You can find my streaming platforms. Uh, and then, as always, we're going to be here about 8:30 ish every Wednesday. Um, so buckle up, hold on tight. And the other formalities, I'm going to get it out the way early tonight. You can follow us, Prophetic Fire Reiki, JoJo Speaks, myself, on Saturday mornings, come together, do prayer and devotional and social commentary about what's going on in life, what the things that we've experienced throughout the week, and we come and pray to uplift the Most High for all that He has done for us. Amen. Amen to that. And like I said, the link is now live in the chat. You may click it to come up, present whatever that you found out there on the web and have a conversation with me about it or not. Just get my thoughts on it, react to it. This is the People's Channel. Tonight we have Lady Virgo's in the chat. She says, "Good evening, everybody. Good evening to you, my dear me. Glad to see you tonight." We have JoJo Speaks is here. Says, "Hey, Lady Virgo. Hey, Tyron. Hello to you, my good sir." And he says, "Please like, share, and subscribe. Do it. It's free. It helps this channel grow. It helps us reach more people like you. And he loves my choo choo train. Come on, all aboard. Let's ride. Lady Virgo says hello back to him and happy Wednesday. And Miss Kim is here. Good evening to you, my dear. Glad to see you. The link is out there already in the chat. And if you are a part of the Discord, it is in the Discord group as well. And Lady Virgo says hello to Miss Kim. Yeah. Whew. Ah, man. I've had an eventful last 30 days. So in the month of May, I was asked to perform at a wedding. And was able to make the trip out of town to support an old friend, a childhood church member that was getting married and wanted to have some saxophone played. And I'll say this, like, because I haven't played in front of people in so long, I spent practically 6 months practicing a couple times a week on the songs because I did not want to mess it up at all. And I so desperately needed to get my groove back because I haven't played. And man, when I tell you, cracking through the rust was hard work. It took a lot of hard work to get there. The title of tonight's podcast, Elevation and Anticipation. I was in such anticipation of this performance that I had to work to elevate back to a level in which I felt comfortable and confident in my playing. And I talked about this after, like a week after, or actually a couple of weeks after, because when I initially got back, I was extremely ill. And the experience of performing is like no other. To have the ability to sway people's emotions through music is something that I gradually learned that I had that ability. Because initially, when I started playing music, especially playing the saxophone, I didn't think about any of that, how I would affect people and bring joy or have them to go through a state of reflection or whatever type of emotion they may drum up at that moment of time. And for me, I felt like I lost all of that because I wasn't playing. And I've said it before, I didn't feel worthy enough to play my horns again. Um, and it has been an incredible journey, from getting back into creating music, period, to falling in love with playing my horns again. Um, what transpired from that day, um, after the wedding specifically, was the re-energizing of one of my greatest passions is to play for people. And it was so funny because literally, like, not even days after it, I got an email from somebody requesting me to perform at a wedding. Unfortunately, turned out they were a scammer trying to scam your boy. And, because the math wasn't math, and when it came to answering my questions, and they would dodge certain key questions that if you were a real person, you would answer appropriately, and they did not. And I was like, nah, well, that's a red flag. And then I found out they were a scammer. Mm-mm-mm. From that, I got re-energized to find something else to do. I started looking into um, igniting my TikTok account, which I still haven't gone live on my horn, but I have gone live at least once on TikTok from my page, as well as join others on their panels. So it's a slow snowball effect going on. And then, unfortunately, I got some of the most unfortunate news towards the end of May that my great uncle passed, which is my grandmother's brother-in-law, to her baby sister's husband, had passed. And almost immediately, my mother asked me to play at the funeral. And I was like, yeah, sure. I wouldn't mind playing. I don't know what to play. And, now, time wise, I have 2 weeks to learn something to play. And it was like, yeah, brand new songs. Nah, I'm not going to be able to hop on and learn an entire brand new song in 2 weeks. Not with my work schedule and life, and like all the things that I had going on, and being here on the show as well. Like, when would I have the time to do all of that? um, it was something that I I felt like I had to do, because my uncle was also a great supporter of me and my music. And um, from the first time he heard me play, he's always been in my corner. And, you know, even I bet you can't do this. Kind of encouraging me and challenged me to, elevate and become greater than I was. And, you know, for that reason, I knew I had to perform at his funeral. Um, I quickly went through songs that I previously played like many years ago, like more than 5, maybe 10 years ago, types of songs, and I even thought about playing some newer songs that I haven't played that were a little more simpler to gravitate on and start playing right away. But it just didn't sit well with me. And I ended up finally settling on Tasha Cobb's Leonard For Your Glory, and learning it all over again, because more than, I'll say, like, yeah, more than 5, maybe 10 years ago when I played it, it was last played on my primary saxophone, which was alto saxophone. I hadn't played that song or even thought about that song in that long. And what's interesting about that as well was the last time I did play it, it was at another funeral, uh, the funeral for my grandmother. And oh my gosh, to then go back, and one, I'm going through the stages of grief, reminiscing on my progression to play then, and now reflecting on playing now for another funeral. And what became real crazy for me was to think this year already I've been to a wedding and a funeral. And now they're going back to back um, within like 30-day period, and having to travel out of town again to do this. And I was just like, man, it was a lot on me. Um, I had a lot on my mind from work, as well as what I wanted to do musically. And I'm going to reveal some truth here. When I began to relearn this song uh, by For Your Glory from Tasha Cobb, I began to listen to it a little more intently and really uh, feel and embody the lyrics as I began to learn the song all over again. And the song took on a whole nother feel for me as I began to learn it. And it helped me through a time period that I was just feeling kind of eh, at the time. And I ultimately feel blessed by the song now. Um, and the biggest thing I took away from it was, to whom am I giving the glory to when I play? is a question that I began to ask. Who am I glorifying when I play my horn now? Am I doing it simply just for me, just for um I'll say like the motions of it, or am I doing it intently with some type of purpose? And my heart says I'm doing it with purpose. And um yeah, now that I feel more energized now than I did before. And I feel like that is a part of my elevation in this moment. And so from that, now I'm back in this anticipation type of phase of, well, what will I do next? Where will I perform next? What will I perform next? And I'll say like this, I'm very open, far more open now than I have been before. Ladies and gentlemen, the lovely prophetic fire Ricky is here tonight. Hello, my dear. How are you? Glad to see you. And Miss Kim, JoJo Sweet says, hey to you as well. And Lady Virgo says, hey, prophetic fire Reiki. Hey, Jen. Happy Wednesday to you. Um, the push that I feel right now to hop on TikTok is way bigger than it has ever been before. And I've surrounded my page with several other saxophones, and it's music producers that I follow as well, to inspire me even more. I feel like that is a part of my elevation as well, as I see people doing what I said I want to do. It's motivating me to do it. And so from it, I'm in a complete state of, all right, let's take this one song at a time, one day at a time, and we're gonna go from there. Amen. Now to the nitty gritty of what has happened in recent days that had hit me, and I was just like, "Oh my god, this is crazy." Um, so last week I had an opportunity to also begin to watch the NBA Finals. The Knicks are in the finals. They hadn't been there since a bajillion years ago. And part of me is happy for them as a Wizards fan. Yay, Knicks. Because, they're going against the Spurs, and Spurs are from Texas, and it's this whole Midwest versus East Coast, and I rock with the East Coast all my life. But at the same time, I'm like, it is the Knicks. Eh, whatever. Until I actually sat down and watched the games. And when I was watching game one, I saw the elevation of the Knicks basketball team that I haven't seen since 1999. And I was like, ooh, these boy playing some real basketball now. Hold on now. Wait a minute. They might be trying to do something this year. And, they pulled that game one out, and I was like, all right, Knicks, I might take y'all serious this year. I might take y'all serious. And then when game two came around and they was playing some ball and they were down quite a bit, but they were battling back. Like I ain't never seen the Knicks battle back like this before. And the Spurs actually came to life in game two to me. Game one, I felt like they were still sleeping on who the Knicks was. They were up, but they allowed them to come back in the fourth quarter in game one and take them out. Now, in game two, they actually put up a bigger fight, and that thing went down to the wire, all the way down to the last minute for the Knicks to take it by 1 point. 1 point. And I was like, hey, now, Knicks, all right. Y'all boys good. The Spurs, y'all can't sleep on them jokers no more now. Don't do it. Cause the next time y'all sleep on them, y'all might be finding yourselves three games down. And then you messed up. Cause it's harder to climb out of a 3-0 hole in the NBA Finals. It's so hard. And a lot of people are not aware of that, how hard that could be. As a matter of fact, I think game 4 is tonight going on right now, if I'm not mistaken. Which, I'm pretty much happy not to watch the first quarter because there's a lot of foolishness and folly going on in the first half of these games. We see a lot of roughhousing going on with these two. I haven't seen this much roughhousing since the '90s. The bad boys and all them boys was over there elbowing folks and everything. Every time they would come down through the hole, or they'd be slapping people against the back of their head as they coming by, and they getting away with it. It has been quite interesting, indeed, watching the NBA Finals this year, and Game 3 the other night. So I'm gonna address the pink elephant in the room with this. Game 3. So the first 2 games, those that had been under a rock, were in San Antonio. Game 3 was the first game of this series to be in New York. And Mr. Kankles decided he would attend the game, y'all. And with that announcement, unknown to a lot of people, there has to be a lot of how you would say moving mountains involved in that, because those that haven't been to New York, Madison Square Gardens, that area around there is very tight. And for security purposes, that for this clown to decide he wants to go to the game, there has to be all kinds of stuff factored in. Like his whole entire route to the stadium must be mapped out. The entrance in which he would enter and the entrance that he would exit through have to be mapped completely out. They have to block off certain parts of the stadium to prevent stuff from happening in that area. Like the logistics of a sitting president going to a sporting event is a nightmare logistically, yet alone press wise. Because on the press side of it, the amount of people that will now want to attend the game is increased because they want to catch a glimpse of the sitting president at the game for whatever platform they are on. And then the other aspect of it that wasn't taken in consideration, traffic for the fans. Traffic became a nightmare instantly overnight with the announcement of Agent Orange is going to be in the building. Agent Orange is coming in the building, y'all. And then, like, Lady Virgo said here, President Dump jinx my Knicks up, you guys. When I heard that he was coming to the game, I said, Lord have mercy. They're going to lose. Just because he's there, they're going to lose. And they did. They lost game 3. And it was like, what happened? Knicks, what was going on? Now, granted, the Spurs, they actually came to play. Now, what frustrated me about it was this. As I'm watching the game, first off, shout out. I don't know the young man. This is the first time I believe I've seen him performing the national anthem. He did a stellar job. What made me, I don't know who was the director, as far as the video director of the game in the stadium, and them. I'm pretty darn sure that it was required of him to place that man up on the Jumbotron. The very moment during the national anthem, them placing him up on the Jumbotron, the eruptions of boo, boo. It was there are several videos of it on social media that you can see. And what's so funny about it, there has been a lot of back and forth over the last couple of days of was it cheers or was it boos? Because certain outlets, I'll say allegedly, um, because I don't know, but allegedly people are saying certain outlets replaced the boos with audience cheer sounds for him to feel better about what actually happened. And I'm like, man, you got to be kidding me. Seriously? Everybody that was watching it live had ears that could hear. Now, speaking of stuff that we could hear, periodically through the game, because of some calls that I will notably say were some really bad calls by these referees, you can hear the crowd let them know, we ain't like that. Y'all ain't right. Uh-uh. It was some chants that got across the airwaves on that live broadcast, and they tried to mute out the audio. I heard it. I don't know if y'all heard it, but I heard it when they tried to mute out the audio. Because of course, the broadcast isn't in real time. It's always a delay by a few seconds. So they can do that. And I heard a few choice words that came across before they muted it. And I was like, ooh, that is New York for you. New York gonna let you know, y'all. They gonna let you know how they feel. They ain't gonna hold it back. Not one bit. And I was like, hey man, all right. It's gonna be that kind of night. You got Agent Orange up there, and y'all, oh my gosh. I meant to bring that one up here. The man fell asleep during the game a couple of times from what I've seen clips of. And it's like, yo, why did you come here, yo? Why? Really, why? What why, dude? No. Um we later today we found out some interesting information on the back end. I'm gonna get into that in a second. But him sitting there at the game, occasionally passing out. Oh yeah, what happened? Oh yeah. Man, you could have did that at home, bro. You could have did that at home, bro. You ain't had to come up there and disrupt everything that and disrupt the momentum of New York. But I honestly feel like if he didn't, the if the Knicks win, which a lot of people are anticipating the win by the Knicks, it's going to make it that much sweeter for the Knicks because they didn't completely sweep the Spurs. Forever now in the books of history, Sir Cankles will be mentioned a part of this series, this NBA playoff series, because of his attendance to this game. And it, you know, for some people, they might not even think of it that way. That's what he was doing, trying to cement his name in history attached to such a big drawing event that we all know he's not getting from his rallies or anything of that sort. So of course he wants to be where the people are because they're never where he is. I mean, it is what it is on that. Y'all know what I mean by that. And you know, let me read some of these comments. Lady J says, "I really want the Knicks to win. I want to see New York celebrate." Um, oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I want to see them celebrate because after the game on Monday, there was a lot of activity out on the streets of New York, and several videos that I watched um, had me like, I don't know if y'all ready for a win in New York if they taking losses like this. That okay. So there were several videos that came out of people um, fighting and uh, terrorizing people that had Spurs jerseys on. Like it's hilarious, but it's not hilarious at the same time because these several people got real extreme with it. It wasn't like they were just bumping people and pushing them and like patting them or something like that. No, they were like full blown ripping people's Spurs jerseys off and burning them and actually doing fist fighting with people just walking by, minding their own business with a Spurs jersey on, and it's like, hey, F, and they out here now having to fight for their lives after this game. I I get you Knickerbockers love your Knicks. You New Yorkers love them, and but man, y'all ain't had to get that rude with people out there, man. And you're right, Lady Virgo. Where is Auntie Robin, man? I want to hear what she had to say about this. Now, yeah. So there has been some allegations that because Donald Trump was there, he ruined the Knicks' chances of winning Game 3, and the energy in the building has been off since his uh, arrival there. And I like what Miss Genocida Prophetic Fire Reiki says, I saw someone smudging MSG. Yeah, there was somebody outside walking around Madison Square Garden with sage today, trying to clear out all the negativity that was brought there by Sir Donald Trump in hopes that New York will win tonight, game 3. And then they'll go back to San Antonio. It's quite astonishing, man. And JoJo Speak says he wants New York to win. Prophetic Fire Reiki says, I saw some Catholic friends blessing the venue too. Yeah, this is a huge spiritual nexus event in time for New York, because some people feel like New York will never have another chance to win an NBA Finals. And it's like, ooh, I know y'all can taste this victory for the city of New York. And what I found funny the other night was as an intuitive person, I know some people may not talk about this out loud, but I'm about to talk about it out loud. I felt something while watching the game in New York, and I saw some key things that I hadn't seen at a game featuring New York in a long time. I saw New York stand together and rally behind something that wasn't political, wasn't race, and it wasn't religious. Let that marinate for just a little second. New York rallying behind something that wasn't money, wasn't religious, wasn't political, and it wasn't racial. And it was like, wow, okay. Something going on in the atmosphere up there. And what I began to kind of hone in on was these two forces of desire. The desire for the Spurs to win, because half the country is anti-New York because of what New York stands for, status, and all this other stuff that is, how you would say, these, what's the word I'm looking for? Stereotypes of New York. And it was just like, man. And then you have this whole other side of thing where there's this sense of pride, sense of camaraderie, sense of patriotism, and all of this enwrapped in the New York Knicks spirit at a game. And I'm sitting there like, holy smokes. And then I started to like feel other things in the atmosphere. It's like, yo, there are powers that be are fighting each other right now because of the exchange of betting on this game is high stakes right now. And mid game, you can kind of feel like where the pendulum started swinging, and it was swinging in such a way that it was forced, in my opinion. And I began to kind of feel like, wait a minute, y'all are going to force the Spurs to win this game. That alone, I know people were going to blame it on Donald Trump for him being there. He was going to get blamed regardless if the Knicks lose because New Yorkers don't like Donald Trump. Like real New Yorkers do not like Donald Trump. And so he was going to get blamed regardless. And I I feel like the Knicks, in order to win this series, they're gonna have to win it on the road. To win it in New York, mm-mm. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it because there is this energy I feel in New York that is trying to sway things based off of the manipulation of trades and bets on the series. Lady Virgo says, thanks so much for rooting for the New York Knicks, Jen. We need all the support we can get. Absolutely. I know y'all do. And based off of what I feel, I felt going into this series that there was this hand of favor over top of the Knicks, right? But as this series starts to crank up, I feel like there's this hidden hand that's trying to play this sleight of hand trick and push the Spurs because of how much money that they could win off of manipulating the score bets and the bets on the game. And I was like, this is interesting. Miss Kim said they need to smudge that place after Kegels jinxed them. Yeah, they needed it. And I do hope the Knicks do pull this out because franchise wise, they need this win. They need this win more than the Spurs. Spurs, y'all had y'all time in the sun. It's time for the Knicks. It's Knicks time, baby. Y'all, I so wish I had that the horn sound that they be using on the radio. Sound. I wish I had that, man. Because I felt like in that moment I needed that. Going for the Knicks. Y'all know. I'm surprised y'all still with me after doing that. Oh my gosh. Fire Reiki says they said it before the game started that he gonna jinx the game. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They said that. Um, Miss Kim said, anointed venue entrance with blessed oil. Yes, they need that too. Um, Larry Virgo says the JoJo, same sentiments to you. Also, JoJo, thanks for the support. We have the lovely Ramirez in the house tonight. How you doing, baby? Good to see you. She says, hi, everyone. I hope you all are having a great day. We are having a great day. We're hoping you having a great day, too, my dear. Fire Reiki says that's how they played back in the day. Yeah, man. They back in the day they would be kind of rough with each other, like because they played hard, and to see Wimby and Brunson, the two notable players for both teams, um, going at each other, and even Townsend going in out there on the court. Um, it it kind of reminded me of that. Uh, how they would you'll hear Jordan talk about how when he was playing the Pistons stuff, he'll go through the hole down in the lane, and he's like, "Daggone, what hit me? What was that?" They over there throwing bowls and all kinds of stuff, man. He's like, felt like going through a punch bag, and they that was how they let you know that, yeah, we here. You're not just gonna do whatever you want. Mamir Lady Virgo says happy Wednesday to you. Uh, Prophetic Fire Reiki says, why would he be outside like this uh, when he knows nobody likes him? In his head, he is absolutely loved and adored. Somehow, some way, when he heard the boos, he heard cheers. And look, this is what I feel like people should start doing. The next time he gets up, put plastered up on somebody's screen at a big event, don't do nothing. Give that fool nothing. Just give him dead silence. He will hear you all then. The booze, I don't know. That dude, he takes it and spends it however he wants to spend it. It's ridiculous. Uh, Lady Virgo, JoJo Speaks says, absolutely. Though I don't watch basketball, they seem to be the underdogs, and I want to see them make it happen. Yeah. Um, it's quite funny too because like they are in a way a bit of an underdog, but they're also favored in this because like um people were saying like seeing what they did throughout the playoffs this year, they're a team built for success. The New York Knicks are built as a team for success. The Spurs is favored because of the people that are there on their roster. People like Wimby. I can't pronounce his full name, but he's a tall, likable young man out there, young player, and has taken that team and put the entire team on his back. And he's tall, man. That dude is like 7 feet tall, man. And he's out there shooting 3-pointers. Like, whoa, man, whoa, big man. You ain't supposed to be all the way up there. Man. Whew. Watch them boys play, man. It has been fun watching them play. Miss Kim says he's a narcissist with zero self-awareness. The crowd booed him down, but he claimed it was cheers. Like, hey, tell me how you. And like, it was 5 seconds. I counted it literally 5 seconds of boos while his face was on the pitch, on the jumbotron. As soon as his face left that jumbotron, everybody went back to normal. And it's crazy. He was like, "Oh, those were cheers for me." And then the whole entire White House team over that joint gonna say the thing too. "Oh yeah, those weren't boos. He was loved and adored me in there." I'm like, what are y'all putting in y'all coffee in the morning? What's in those cigarettes that y'all smoking? That ain't tobacco. It's wacky something in there. It's something in there. In the coffee and in them cigarettes that y'all be out on the block chain smoking. Cause y'all lost something up there to think cheers. Booze or cheers. Ain't no way. Prophetic Fire Ricky said that is a special kind of mental incompetence. Yes, indeed it is. Ooh, you guys have said a lot. I'm gonna catch up on all of this, man. I appreciate y'all being here tonight in the chat. 100. Lemire says, Lady Virgos, hey sis, great to see you. How you doing? Oh yeah, Avery Wilson sang the national anthem. I've never seen him perform, but or knew about him. And as I was listening, I was like, "Hey, young man is singing this national anthem." Now, I have my reservations right now, and I'll tell you what that is. My reservation is this. I personally feel that as long as this administration is in the White House, no people of color should sing the national anthem until we get our reparations. They out here giving January 6th money, but not the ADOS. They are originals. That's African descendants of slaves. ADOS. Especially because of the third stanza, aka third verse of said national anthem. I feel like, we should not perform that song for nobody. But hey, career wise, this was a stellar performance for Avery Wilson. Absolutely. Lady Virgo says she's not familiar with Avery Wilson either. Is he a singer or actor? He, to my knowledge, is a singer. Uh, Fire Reiki says, yeah, Avery is a singer, very talented. He has a lot of covers on YouTube and social media. You should hear him sing Can We Talk by Tevin Campbell. I may have heard that. Not totally sure. But yeah. Lady Virgo says, I'm doing okay. To my mirror. This week says, how are you? And Joel and the fam doing. Yeah, Miss Kim also says he's a singer with the theater group. No, didn't know that. He was on the Broadway in the Wiz. Oh, so that really makes sense why they would have him up there. New York, baby. Maria says, of course they will. Lady Virgo's like, yeah, we're good. Thanks, sis. I'm glad to hear y'all all doing well up there in Canada. Over here, Miss Kim says, I would have booed until he had no air left in my lungs. And I'm asthmatic. That is funny. That is funny. I can visually see you doing that, Miss Kim. And I see you lean all the way back as you inhale and then oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh man, no. Don't tell me that. Larry Virgo gives a sports update on the Knicks game right now. They're down 19 points right now. It might be a repeat Monday night. Yeah, the fire that I saw um, come out of the Spurs in that second half of the game, man, I was like, ooh, this ain't looking good, y'all. Not for the home team. What is more scary if they take that momentum back to San Antonio and go on a complete sweep of 4 back-to-back games after being down 2. It will be nuts. Absolutely nuts. And I'm pretty sure New York will riot and ask everybody to be traded and fired from the New York Knicks. Because this was your year. Miss Kim said, I need absolute silence when I sleep. Oh, how could he sleep inside Madison Square Gardens during the NBA Finals? Honestly, he owns something. He been on something. A lot of people have alleged that due to his medical condition and the stuff that they've been treating him with has contributed to his how he was calling it sleepy Joeism. Now it is sleepy Trumpism. Hey man, you're in your 80s, bro. You old. it's gonna come a time when you're gonna have to stay inside. You're not gonna be able to come outside like you want to. Fire Reagan said, I bet he wanna feel like he is still a part of New York. But they don't want him. Nope. They don't. Not Sir Kinkles. Yeah, he's Sir Kinkles. I didn't say it. That was Miss Kim. She called him President Kinkles. I just kept it going. I don't take the credit for that. Shout out to Miss Kim. Oh, wonderful. You gassed up. Enjoy. Uh Fire Ricky said, well, if he wasn't there, they would have been better in a better headspace. Yeah, I definitely believe that. Lady Virgo says, TDO, yes, it's been a whole mess out in the streets, even when it was still the playoffs. New York fans are doing too much, making us look really bad. Hey, man, it's New York. It's New York. What? Fire, he says, well, would you feel comfortable wearing a Spurs jersey in New York at that time? Read the room. People were very proudful of their team, and to me, you gangster for walking down the streets of New York with that on. I'm pretty sure she posted that because of what I was saying was in the cigarettes and tea. Jojo Sweet says, hello, my mirror. They say hello back to each other. Good to see you. Yeah. My mirror, love for you. Love you guys. I appreciate you guys being here tonight. For sure. Let's see. Miss Kim said, I haven't said the Pledge of Allegiance or sang the Star Spangled Banner since the 8th grade. My high school didn't recite or sing either. You know, I probably was around that same time period. Like, no, it was before that. I was in elementary school. I want to say about the man, it had happened early on, like 3rd, 4th grade, maybe 5th grade for me, when, it became a problem because of how our people were being treated in this country. And it was like, why would I stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Why would I put my hand across my heart for this Pledge of Allegiance? Why would I recite that thing? You know what? I'm going to protest. And it happened like really early in my years of school. I remember it got so bad that the teacher had the principal come down to the classroom to speak to us about having pride in our country and being patriotic, and how disrespectful like it is to the military and all those that have fought for us to have the freedoms. And like they went there to kids. Kids, I tell you. Kids. And we was like, man, after like me growing up in the DMV area, we were a little more rowdy. Rowdy is how we say it. We were a little rowdy out there as kids. We spoke our minds real early, and we knew about racism real early. Because like I'm in the third grade, and we had this teacher that was a little shaky, in my words, and like some of us started clocking some things that was being said and done to one set of students versus another set of students, even though that this was a mixed class. The majority of the class was people of color, and the people of color were being treated a certain type of way. And we were like, hey, you racist. I'm not racist. and the back channel conversations that I was hearing about from the faculty and staff members about this said teacher too were very interesting, because people was like, I don't know about that one. So, I don't know. Something a little off up there. She ain't done nothing or said nothing yet to have us want to come down on her. But heck yeah. Man, oh man. Uh-oh. Man, that's out here right now. At approximately about 6-7 minutes ago. The Knicks were down 20 points in the second quarter. Fight back, Knicks. Fight back. Ladies and gentlemen, I present my buddy old proud Justin Butler is here tonight.
How you doing, Tyrone?
Hey, how you doing, my man?
I'm here. That's about it. I'm here. It's not been a very good day for me, but I'm here. But
Wednesday has been a day today, man.
Wednesday has been a long day. Wednesday has been a long day for me. Just the pain wise. So.
It has. This hump day has had its weird energy all day long.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's a different in the air. Definitely in the air. So.
Before I forget, I mentioned this earlier and I kind of backed off of it. It came out today that while Mr. Trump was on his way up to New York to be a part of the people amongst the crowd, that there was a aircraft shot down, a U.S. aircraft that was shot down in the Middle East, and some of the soldiers were missing at the moment. They were rescued, but some people are alleging that the reason why he went to the game after knowing what had happened, instead of focusing on the military, he decided to go to the game to.
Can I interject, Tyrone? I just want to say that that goes to show me that our president does not care for the people. He cares about himself, and that's it.
Yeah.
He don't care.
Absolutely.
He does not care. He does not care about. Let's say President Donald J. Trump. He does not care about the people of the United States. He cares about what he wants to do, and that's it. But I'm not surprised, Tyrone, Mr. Tyrone McCollum. I'm not surprised. Um, I'm not surprised tonight to hear that. Um, I've seen this. I've seen the pictures. I've seen some videos of him sleeping at the game. I know it. I know all about it, and it's pitiful um, that somebody like him is running our country. Um, falling asleep at the baseball game is unacceptable, in my opinion. It's unacceptable for an 80 some year old man to be running the country and to be sleeping at the baseball game when the baseball game is live and you're supposed to be running the country like this. No, thank you.
I mean, and it what was even like funnier for me is
Mm-mm.
to know that there are news outlets that are shying away from reporting it because of
Well,
what
I
he
don't.
will retaliate with against them.
Well, the news outlets. I don't care. Honestly, I don't care what the news outlets think. I have my sources, and Tyrone, as you know, I have a lot of sources within other companies and within other places. So honestly, I don't care about what President Donald Trump thinks about it, and I know he don't care about this country. He treats Apple like crap. He treats Apple people that run like people that run Apple. It treats him like crap. He don't like it. He does not like Tim Cook, and I will continue to speak on this until the day I can't speak on about it because it's sad and it's sickening to me. He thinks that he knows it all,
Yeah, yeah.
and I want to speak about what I spoke about last week, Tyrone. It actually was Brendan Carr that fired not Natasha Subes. He's in charge of the licensing people places. So as we know, and I told you that it was somebody in the government. And actually, when his name got announced, I wasn't surprised. Honestly, I looked his name up because it said that it was somebody in the government. And the chat out, all we can do is pray, Tyrone,
Hmm.
because it's sad. Honestly, if we keep going on like this, I don't think we're going to make it till 2028. Uh, I don't know. I don't think we're going to make it that far if we don't have any changes.
Hmm.
So honestly, I keep praying for the midterm elections in November.
Yeah,
Uh, I hope that Democrats get the House back in November. I
yeah,
hope I hope that something does change in November because I do think that this is a downward spiral from Donald J. Trump. I don't care if I'm saying out the whole name because it's how I feel at this point because
yeah.
he's affected me pretty heavily
Hmm.
as on a personal level, and Tyrone knows about this, and my whole entire team knows about this. So it makes me, yes, it does make me emotional, and it does make me uh, look at things differently. So I do want to say that, Mr. Tyrone, real quick.
Yeah. And want to welcome Miss Kim up to the panel as well. How you doing, Miss Kim?
I'm okay. Hey, Dustin. I just wanted to
Hey,
piggyback off of what Dustin said about this president. He just doesn't care about anybody.
Hmm.
Now, people make money in a variety of different ways. You know that when there are events, sporting events, concerts, people
yeah,
get
but
their
Mike,
little they get their
mm-hmm,
uh little machines together and they print out t-shirts and things to sell.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
couldn't even make money that night
yeah.
selling their, paraphernalia or memorabilia rather.
Well, it's
Um,
because I think it had a lot to do with him being there because a lot of
exactly. They
people,
had the streets cleared.
Right.
a lot of people,
Right.
a lot of people don't like, as well as a lot of people, including myself. I don't like I don't like the president, to be honest. I don't care for it,
I
but
can't
that's what.
honestly. I cannot stand him. But
Hmm?
he's such a narcissist. Like, if you notice, if you look at the presidencies of Bush,
Hmm?
Hmm.
um, Barack Obama, Joe
Sure.
Biden, they were not constantly in front of cameras. They were not constantly putting out sound bites. They had their heads down doing work. Now, you may not have agreed with all of their policies, especially George W., because where are those weapons of mass destruction at? But anyway, besides the point. You may not have agreed with what their policies and some of the deals that they made, but they were working. He's not working. He is so busy trying to be famous, and he stimulates society.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we're not supposed
I
to
agree.
be overstimulated like this. We are in a constant state of holding our breath because we just don't know what's coming next. And every day we wake up, you try to have some hope, you try to have infuse a little joy into your life, and it just doesn't happen because you get up and next thing you know, what did he do? He sent out 75 tweets overnight. Sir, America is asleep, and you're up on your Truth Social site,
Yeah.
posting all night like a maniac. Like, would
Right.
you leave us alone and do something? You're not even helping the people who voted for you. You giving tax cuts to the rich. And it's just like every single day it's just something, and it's just not supposed to be like this. And it's like, when are we going to get this foot off of our necks? Because this is not even politics as usual.
Nope. It's not.
I'm so frustrated. I was telling my friend yesterday, um, she was telling me what's going on with her granddaughter.
Mhm.
And I said, we all dealing with so much in our personal lives, career wise. And then the
Yeah.
state of the world is so insane. And it's just because of one madman. And I'm like, when are we going to get a break? I'm just beside myself. I'm like, sometimes I just feel like you just waking up, checking your phone. Okay, did it happen yet? Oh, okay. I
You're
hate feeling
absolutely right.
and I hate feeling like that. Forgive me, God, but we down here suffering.
Because I saw somebody make a post the other day when I guess he had to go to a doctor's appointment or something, and the doctor said he fell or something, and it was like so close. That was their reaction to the news, and I was just like, man, to be out here in this kind of state where people are anticipating, hence the name of tonight's show, uh, that he's not going to make it past this year's birthday. It's astonishing that he's willing to do all these antics just to be seen by everybody, just so that
Mm-hmm.
his name would just rattle off of their tongues every
Mm-hmm.
time. It's just like, man, you ain't got nothing else better to do, dude.
I don't
Really?
think he does not know how to work. He has spent his entire life making everybody believe he was a savvy and shrewd
Hmm.
businessman, a master negotiator. You can't even negotiate your way out of this Iran war. And I saw a clip, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
earlier today, and it said that um, he's gonna, I guess, come down much harder on Iran because they're not willing to deal. I'm not
Right.
about to get into the same deal I got
No.
into in 2016 that you tore up in 2018 for no reason. That deal was good for 10 to 15 years. We were still under that
Absolutely.
deal. Now your back is against the wall because you wanted to front and press, I don't know, Netanyahu,
Yeah.
and now you can't get out of it. So what are we doing here? They're not going to make a deal with you. There are no peace talks on the table.
But here's what's even funnier. Every time they inch closer to actually sitting down at the table, Netanyahu does something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like the other day, they were over the weekend. They were talking about how they were going to sit down, settle down, and finally hash things out. And then next thing you know, yeah, that Yahoo goes over there and starts dropping stuff on Iran. And then Iran was like, you know what? F it all. We gonna hit everybody in the region. Ain't nobody gonna have peace because they keep messing with us. And it's like, well, how do you how how is that your friend and ally when
Mm-hmm.
when you say I'm trying to keep the peace in the region and then they go back behind you and start a whole nother fight again?
Right.
Like you
And
should be checking your friend on that.
like, are they even talking to each other at this point? Because
No,
you two need to get on the same page about how are you going to get out of this? I mean, you just can't blow this country off the map, off the face of the earth.
they want to.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly the game plan. But you gotta tell the American people something because every day it's a different story, and I'm tired of the media. I know the White House press corps really does not exist in the way that it
No,
used to because
no,
he has stacked it with a lot of conservative outlets, and some of these conservative outlets are like Joe and Bob's radio hour on, two guys, in a basement with some recording equipment, but nobody is challenging him. Like
yeah.
he was on Meet the Press on Sunday, and I saw this clip.
Oh
I
my god.
saw it. I saw it from the point where he stood up over her,
Mhm.
and I said, "Okay, this man has a problem, and nobody is checking him. First of all, you don't send any more women to interview him because when a man stands up over a woman like that, he's trying to intimidate her.
Exactly.
We don't know the state of what his health issue is. If it's dementia patients can get very belligerent and they will swing on you.
Mhm.
So that goes unchecked. Nobody was covering that. They were talking about her, and he got his moment because he kept saying the same thing. The election was rigged. It's a fraud. Voting is a scam. He wanted because he knows how to feed meat to his base.
That's exactly what he was doing.
And all they heard was those three sound clips about the election. The election's rigged. The election is fraud. It's not, it's corrupt. The system is corrupt. And then he stands up over this black woman
Mhm.
to try to intimidate her. And I was like, God knew where to put me because I match energy. And
Hello.
I would have been standing up on that. I would have stood up on a chair so I'm taller than him and been like, okay, let's go. Me
Look,
and you.
with
Square up.
back in the day they used to have cameramen on all those cameras. Now they don't. There is the interviewer, one person to set up the camera, and then the director that's on set. And when I tell you, when he stood up over her, knowing that they weren't going to come from off camera to defend her,
Mm-hmm.
I personally feel like it was staged by Trump.
Could have
All
been.
of it. All of it was staged by him. Now, she's not a willing participant in it. Absolutely not, because her reactions were real. But when has Donald Trump ever wanted to go on Meet the Press? When?
Yeah, he usually goes to Fox and Newsmax.
This is why it doesn't make sense that he decided to go on there, knowing that this is a NBC ran show where you know they're gonna scrutinize everything and hold your feet to the fire. Like that has been the reputation of Meet the Press since it was started. As we had though, I've watched Meet the Press even as a child. I was watching Meet
Hmm.
the Press
Yeah, me too.
every Sunday morning before going out to church. I would watch Meet the Press, and to know that they would hold people feet to the fire because there was no meaning what they're putting out in the atmosphere
Hmm.
without free press. And for him to take this approach, y'all not y'all don't want to report anything that I do positive. Y'all always want to do everything negative, negative. Well, why are you doing so much negative things out here? They wouldn't be wanting to report those things if it didn't exist.
True.
And that's where these people fail to realize that every time you do something bad, it's the age old thing. You're going to have to do 10 times good to outweigh that bad every time.
But
But
he
y'all
doesn't do
can't help
anything.
yourself.
He doesn't do anything good.
Y'all can't help yourself because y'all took this other age old thing of any press is good press and try to run with it. So y'all happy that y'all getting y'all name out there, but then when there's too much negative press, y'all feel like, oh, y'all plotting against me and want to use that as this whole conspiracy theory thing and feed these people that will believe in the conspiracy theories because they've always been exposed to conspiracy theories their whole entire life. They've never been exposed to the truth. And it's sad because like many people will believe the lie before they believe the truth.
Hmm.
And they know that. They know that and they take advantage of that. It's why they are putting out this narrative. All the elections are rigged.
Hmm.
I mean, but what's so funny is like in the spaces where they had that narrative running, right? And then they wind up winning. They don't go back to saying, "Oh yeah, it was rigged." They don't go back to saying that no more. They're like, "Well, yeah, we finally." Beat. They don't talk about that. Like victory, Eureka,
When they
everything works.
win, it's perfect.
It's perfect.
When a Democrat or a independent wins, then there's fraud and they
Mhm.
want to demand recounts. And I'm gonna dial it back to 2020. He
Mhm.
started sowing seeds of doubt back then
Yep.
because we were under the grips of COVID. He started sowing seeds back then about election fraud.
Yeah.
And that's what got everybody riled up. And then when they called the race for Joe Biden, he went to every court, every single court. They did not find any fraud,
No evidence at
no
all.
evidence. And they have been saying this, and then there's people that are talking about that they have evidence. Okay, if you got something to show people, show it. It's been 6 years. We need to really
Yeah,
move on from that conversation.
yeah, yeah. And
And now I have Lawrence O'Donnell on from the Last Word on MSN now. And it's
mhm.
something new with Epstein files. I'm so sick of
Yeah,
that. You're not gonna release the files. Shut up
yeah,
talking about it.
yeah.
Because
That
there
was
could be
something that
pictures in
came
there.
across my radar recently because and I'll say alleged just for the sake of it, but it's documented. It's out there for you to read that there is this young lady that said that she had an encounter with Donald Trump
Hmm.
and can be very descriptive of what that encounter was. And they're like, well, should we believe what she say? Should we
What happened
release
to
this
believe
and that?
women?
And it's like, all right, so it's this whole election fraud thing just superimposed on this whole thing. Well, I don't believe her. Where did she come from? Why we don't have any photo evidence of them being together? How do we know that she was really that age? It's like,
They will turn
really?
themselves into pretzels to save him. And history will not be kind to people who are protecting an alleged predator.
It is absolutely going to come down on them like a ton of bricks, like somebody dropping a mountain on top of their head when the bombshell is finally dropped. Like, and then them trying to trickle out this information for the sake of the party and for the sake of his presidency. It's like, all right, you people are more concerned with y'all bottom dollar than with the victim.
Yeah. It's
You know,
nothing that can be done for those women now. I mean, sure they
absolutely.
can try to sue and get some on the civil side. I don't know what's going on with the statute
Well,
of limitations or anything like
that was
that.
like one of the issues with her statute of limitations because he's a sitting president. She's not able to do anything right now.
All right, because the
And
Supreme Court
then,
gave him immunity.
and because of that immunity now, you can't come after him legally for that. All you can do is just put your story out there and hope that that will sway people from associating with him. The problem is this as well. The Republican Party is dependent on him because of the energy that he injected into their party, that they knew that they had no candidate in sight that could do what Barack did for the Democratic Party. You couldn't
Mm.
move an entire nation
No.
behind a party like that. And
But
they hate it. They hate it so bad.
what they fail to realize is Barack Obama was different, not just him being black. He
Right.
actually has charisma. When I lived in Hyde Park for, I want to say I lived there for about 16 years before I came back out to the burbs.
Oh wow.
And he was just a regular guy.
Hmm.
I knew where he lived in Hyde Park. I always did. Um, like when he got elected as a senator, um, I was like, oh, I think he's going to be one to watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was different. He's cool. He's down to earth.
Right.
Like there was a video that my brother sent to me and my mom. It was Barack Obama at the Obama Presidential Center. He was talking to the staff,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
and there was everybody was in that room. A custodian, a cashier. He down there talking to those people like they are. I mean, talking to them like they're his equal. He's not like I'm up here and they're
Right.
down there.
Right.
We have somebody leading this country who does not care that people are struggling to put food on their tables. Right now, there's a food bank in Feeding America's network that is struggling to they can't keep up with the demand. And it's really
Mm.
about to get scary when these people are cut off of SNAP.
Yeah. 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 A lot of people are not fully aware of that because I also saw the other side of this. There, there's a video out there where they caught uh, the Speaker of the House talking recently about how they're going to have to make additional cuts to Medicaid, Medicare, and eventually having to make cuts to Social Security. Not next year, this year
Yeah.
in 2026. And they've already made cuts from last year. And
He's
so it's like, man, how much more are you going to be willing to take away from the people?
he's gonna take it all. He's using the treasury funds like his own personal bank account.
Mhm. Been doing it. What I became privy to was during his first administration in the White House, they did some digging, and when they found out where the piggy bank was, they said, "Oh, we got to go and get that by any means necessary because that money ain't normal money.
Mm-mm.
That is filthy rich money. We know rich money. That right there, we thought we knew what filthy rich money was until we saw what was there.
Hmm.
And then, like, oh my God, the government has it all.
Not only that, last year when Elon was dipping
Hmm.
his hands in it, nobody was saying anything. Totally unchecked power.
Hmm.
I got a letter from the IRS about my 2024 taxes, and it was like some amount. It was an amount due, and I was just like, "Well, when he pays his taxes, I'll send you guys a check."
Right, right. And what was so funny about it, he actually found a way for them to pay him
Hmm.
from him filing taxes, where the government owes him.
Hmm.
And he never paid anything on those taxes. And they're like,
Hmm.
oh, well, he's such a genius that he managed it. No, it's not genius.
That was corruption
It's
and
corruption.
theft.
It's manipulation. And he said it out loud during the campaign trail. I can get away with it because they're not going to do anything about it. They're not even checking it. It's loopholes that they have put in place. I'm just taking advantage of it, is what he said.
Yep.
I'm smart because I can take advantage of a broken system.
Yeah. Like
To
I
me,
made them.
that's not being smart. It's being lucky.
Yeah, I made a mistake on my 2024 taxes, so that's why I got the letter. And I'm thinking to myself, I made a that was human error. How he's filed his taxes, how he's had his accountants or financial people do it,
Yeah,
they were doing underhanded things.
all kinds. In which he was found guilty and liable for in the
And
state
I'm
of New York.
yeah, yeah.
But he knew he would go to jail. And this is why he fought so hard to become the president because they're not going to put the president in jail. Not for
And
that.
that's and he's trying. They said he's trying to do something to the midterms because if the Democrats get control of the House and the Senate again,
Yeah.
they're going to start impeachment proceedings, and they might even what is it, the 25th Amendment to remove
Yeah.
him.
So there's already people talking about the 25th Amendment. That has to do with his mental and physical side
Mm-hmm.
of things, ability to lead and govern the country. The impeachment side of it takes so long to get through. He will be done with his entire presidency by the end of it.
True.
So, like, for them to try and start the whole, we're gonna bring up impeachment charges. You got two sides that got to go through all of this. The Senate and the House got to go through all of it. Then it got to all go back through the judicial system and all that. Then come back for it to be finalized. And it's just like, now, who's going to be sitting around for the next 2.5 years waiting through all of that? A lot of people feel like, oh yeah, we just throw the impeachment charges in, he's instantly removed. No, it's an entire process, and it hasn't been successfully done
No,
in the history of this country. It has never been successfully done.
because when he was impeached the last time, he only had well, no,
Mm-mm.
he was out of the presidency by the time
Mhm.
they decided to impeach and continue confirming Joe Biden's the votes by state. So it meant nothing. And then you allowed him to run again. Like
He shouldn't have been able to
he
run.
should not have been able to. If those judges who were trying his cases, um,
If they
found,
didn't screw up the timing of the verdict,
hmm
he wouldn't have been eligible to run in the first place. That's what it had boiled down to. They waited until after the election to render their verdict.
hmm yeah, they were running down the clock instead of getting him together. And I'm thinking to myself, what? I just, I really don't get it at all. Like, I was always raised to believe if you do bad things, you
Hmm.
have to face the consequences. He has done bad things his entire life, and nothing sticks to him. So either something is waiting for him on the other side for him to suffer, or I just don't get it because I try to be a good person I try to do right by people. And he just says whatever he says, he doesn't have an ounce of empathy.
Not one. And you know what's funny? If you go on certain parts of social media like TikTok, the
Hmm.
witch talk and this other spiritual side of like the psychic talk on TikTok, where there are people that will go through his birth chart and transit charts and all this stuff, doing tarot cards on him and everything, and
Hmm.
asking the spiritual realm about what's going to happen to him. It's fascinating because of how many different ways the the back end, the reap of the soul comes, and it's like, well, dang on it, which one is going to stick? You
Yeah,
know,
I've given up hope. He gonna outlive me.
a lot of people have said that too. They were like, man, this man gonna outlive me. He gonna be here until in his 90s, and I'm gonna be gone. And it's like, oh man, to think that you got somebody like Steve Bannon is like, yeah, we're gonna finish what we started, and Donald Trump is the man for the job. And I'm sitting there like, what are you gonna do if he bites the dust tomorrow?
Yeah, because a lot of people will end up going to jail. I don't understand
And
how the people now who are backing and helping him, you saw all those people his first term after his first term lose their law licenses.
every last one of them lost
L-
their
First of
entire
all,
life.
law school is a very difficult process.
3 years.
It's all those years of study, then you have to pass the bar, then you have to find a job, and if you want to go the political route,
Mm-hmm.
that's a whole you really got to keep, dot every I, cross every T, walk the straight line. And to do all that hard work and to let it just blow up in smoke because of a liar, a cheater.
Poof.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Because
Speaking
I'm
of
not going to jail for nobody.
the cheating that's going on already, um, the people down in Puerto Rico and the Dominion voter machines and Trump and them being allowed to come in there and open up the machines and dissect the machines for the parts from manufacturers from around the world, and they're looking to see what parts are made by countries that are foes of them, and trying to utilize that as a reason why there's voter fraud. All this computer chip was made in China. China has a way to get into our system and fraud our voting system. It's like, really, really, really.
Hmm.
That's what you guys are on. Not the fact that Elon Musk knew the outcome of the election from his satellites
Yep.
hours before, and his baby mama recently talked about all of this on video.
I agree with that, Tyrone.
Like, you guys want to believe it's all a lie. Oh, she made that up. What makes you think she would lie about that? Why would she lie about that?
Of course, they were having conversations. He was telling her things, and
Why would your baby mama lie about that? Why would she lie about that? Huh? What would she gain from that? A couple of clicks and views? I ain't gonna give her nothing. I ain't gonna give her nothing but a story. But oh, when you yourself came out and said, it's done, it's over, Donald Trump is the winner. Huh? They ain't finished counting the votes. What you mean? I'm going home. I'm going to bed. What? Excuse me? You're on the record saying this.
Nobody questioned it.
Nobody question this. Who's stealing the election now? This mess that's going on in Venezuela with us pretty much commandeering all of their natural resources and pillaging the region. And it ain't getting reported by the news here in the US.
Because the U.S. was too scared to report it, Tyrone.
What they doing over there to Cuba, they ain't fully gotten their boots on the ground, but they definitely seeking their influence in that out there in Cuba. I'm sitting there like, hey man, if Cuba go down, y'all know everybody else is going down with them in the region of all the islands, territories, non-territories. They gonna do whatever they want. And it made me rethink this whole Gulf of America thing.
We're, yeah. Mm-hmm. We're under
Right.
tornado. We're under tornado watch right now, Tyrone.
Oh boy.
We're under tornado watch right now.
I pray for y'all up there. Pray for y'all safety, y'all coverage.
Yeah, we got that tornado watch until 11 o'clock tonight.
It's thundering and lightning by me. I'm
No
a
storms will come y'all way and do any harm to y'all, man. I pray that prayer
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
because this summer is going to be really active weather-wise.
We've already had one tornado already.
Mm-hmm.
And
We had the EF1, and it hit in this area, hit our area.
FEMA is in trouble.
I seen that, Tyrone.
There ain't no money over there at all.
Where'd it go? Where did it go?
It has been taken and put into a piggy bank.
Where though?
Was it that part of that sludge fund? Slush fund?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. And from the people that I know that been talking about it on social media, they say, hey, make sure you have stuff available for 2 weeks. A survival kit for 2 weeks. I said, wait, what? Time out, time out. And they're like, the people in Florida, lower Alabama, Louisiana, they would say, y'all need to get y'all affairs in order. I was like, really? Are y'all talking like it's going to be that bad? It's already that bad. Where if all we need is 2 major disasters, the whole system is going to collapse. I said, what? Wait, what? What do you mean?
That's crazy.
All this taxpayer money, you know what I mean? What y'all got going on with it? It's why they were trying to move FEMA up under a whole nother department. It's this whole sleight of hand shell game that they were trying to do is hide where the money was being moved to. It's why they were hiding the unemployment numbers because of how many people they've let go from these agencies that work with FEMA. And I was just like, yo. They're not talking about it because they don't want people to know. The ones that do know, they're like, oh my God, what did we do? What did we do by getting the guy in office? And then the whole thing of Kamala was right comes back to haunt everybody. We thought she was just puffing smoke and just saying stuff. Nah, man. Sometimes they tell us the truth, knowing that we won't believe them. Because the truth is so egregious, you're like, y'all wouldn't let that happen for real. I just say, remember what happened to Katrina. And there were whispers of things happening in that region years prior to it actually happening. And then when it happened, everybody said they wouldn't let that happen for real. But they did. And what did they say? We just saw we don't have the resources anymore to cover all of this. We're so strained. We can't do more. It's my prayer that more people will begin to open their eyes and see what is really happening. For real, for real. Something that I was anticipating happening this summer actually happened. These last couple of weeks, there has been the most mass shooting incidents back to back, and it's not getting reported on. It's not. not nearly as what it should be reported on. And the way I heard it, early May, bloody summer, bloody summer, bloody summer. I hope as we go into next week, with Juneteenth just around the corner, that America is more mindful of how we treat each other as we go into celebrating 250 years of this country being in existence independently. I hope that America begins to have a heart for its people again. Because I've said it before on this platform, we are a divided states of America. And the republic that we once knew is no longer standing. Democracy is cracked. And it's crumbling apart. My faith is in God, and my hope is that people will hear the voice of God calling to them. And I'm not talking about in the full biblical churchy sense of the voice of God. I mean, like the heart of God. And people begin to feel the rhythm of God to where we begin to love each other again. We begin to have compassion for each other. We begin to support each other. The sun is setting on the United States of America. Whether we know it, whether we like it or not, it's happening. That is the reality. And what will emerge on the other side of it once the sun does rise again it will have to be built off of what we make it to be. And whatever that will become, we're going to have to take responsibility for it and own it 100%. If we don't, we're doomed to fail once again as a nation. This, my friends, has been Unveiled Vibrations. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I got to watch the second half of this game and the conclusion of tonight's game with the Knicks and Spurs. I'm a Wizards fan, so I really don't care who wins. I would like the Knicks to win because it's been a long time, just like it's been forever for my Wizards to win a championship. But if they lose, they lose. If they win, they win.
Well, Tyrone, thank you for having me as always, Tyrone. Really very much.
Thank you guys for being my guests here tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Kim, for joining me up here. And thank you, Dustin, for joining me up here.
I'll always be here, Tyrone. Love you all very much. Now, just a highlight of my week to be here with you. Sorry, I was very late tonight. So I was trying to get here earlier, but something something popped up, so I didn't get here till later tonight. But that's okay.
It's perfectly fine, my man. It's perfectly fine. I got here a little tardy myself.
Yeah.
You guys can follow Dustin Butler on Facebook as Dustin Butler and Instagram as Dustin Butler 700, as well as Dustin Butler on TikTok. Was it
Dustin Butler 24.
Yeah, 24. I remember it was 20 something. It's 24. Dustin Butler 24 on TikTok.
Yeah. You need to make a banner for the TikTok so it'll be easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta get that updated here.
Yeah. That'd be easier for me.
We're working on it.
Yeah, we're working on it. Yeah. Next week will be updated. Hopefully.
Definitely. And we'll see y'all this weekend on Faithful Warrior Ministries, man. Come see us on Saturday. See you then. And as always, next week, 8:30, same place, same beautiful faces.
Beautiful faces. And shout out to Jonathan and of course to Jennifer as well. Give my love and support to Jennifer as well, Tyrone, tonight, please.
Yeah, Miss Kim said, "You're welcome." And go Knicks.
Yeah.
Shout out to those Knicks. Hopefully, you guys will get y'all wishes, man, and a win this year.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they will go to the White House afterwards. Somebody on that team gonna go to the White House. I know it. I just know it. Anywho, I'm getting up out of here. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. Yeah. We'll see y'all next week.
Can you stay backstage time when you get back there? Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
For sure, man. Thank y'all. Love y'all. Peace.